I just wanted to start off with i2i's impact. What we really have been doing since a decade now is we've been helping startups, women founders, and not only that, but also ecosystem support organizations, not only in Pakistan, but also in the MENA region. We've tapped around 5 countries around the world, and through those programs, and the partnerships that we've had with Fino, Meta, HEC, working with the government as well as international partners, we have been able to understand the gaps that are existent within the different programs that are being run. And also through the reports that we publish, that means that our insights vertical continuously goes deeper into how things are being done within the ecosystem so that we can ensure that whatever we build is built for success. If we are to understand if you look deeper into the ecosystem, as you all know, that we recently published the EOY report. Sabah, if you could share it. Yes, thank you so much. So this is every year on an annual basis, we actually share insights with the entire ecosystem. And what we've learned is that during the spike that we saw in 2021 was around 300 plus funding that was raised. This at this point in time is around 74 million, which is better than what it was doing pre-COVID. So we are at a place that's not a lot of I would say fake funding that was coming in, but now there's a lot of valid funding, and what we see is that the startups and the funding that is going in is basically going in to startups that are strong, right, in terms of unit economics, in terms of the businesses they're developing. So based on our learnings, we have been able to launch the i2i ecosystem. This has 3 components. The first component is i2iScale, which is basically an accelerator program that basically ensures that we are running everything sprint so that the startups don't slow down. The second part is basically the investor founder directory that our team is also going to talk about. That's an integral component within that is going to be integrated within the program as well. And the third one is the community that nurtures all 3. So using this integrated approach, I'll now hand it over to Cheyenne, who's going to dive deeper into what we're all here about. Thank you.
Thank you, Mirai. Thank you, Sabah. I hope everyone is doing really great. So, अब आपको मिराई ने ओवरऑल एक इकोसिस्टम का ओवरव्यू दे दिया है. मैं जो ज़्यादा बात करूँगा वो हमारे i2i स्केल के हवाले से ज़्यादा फोकस्ड होगी. So, सबसे पहले तो ये कि ये है क्या. We have seen so many accelerator and incubation programs until now. Some of them run by the government entities, others by private entities. Even i2i का भी pre-COVID एक accelerator चल रहा था. So how this is different from everything else that has been going on in the ecosystem until now. सबसे पहले ये कि ये bespoke है और हम लोग हर चीज़ के बारे में वैसे ही जनरली सुन लेते हैं कि ये बड़ा bespoke किस्म की एक अप्रोच है. बड़ा it's not a one shoe fit all policy. आपकी टेलर्ड नीड्स के लिए होगा, लेकिन हाउ डू वी इंश्योर कि ये वाकई ही जो हम ब्रांड कर रहे हैं इसको या जो बोल रहे हैं वो वाकई इसी तरह से हो. सो जब आप एक दफ़ा इसमें आ जाएंगे तो हमारा जो डिज़ाइन है इट इंश्योर्स के सबकी जो जर्नीज हैं वो बहुत पर्सनली हम लोग देख रहे हों और उन्हीं के मुताबिक उनके लिए टेलर्ड एक्सपीरियंस को आगे लेके चल रहे हों. सो व्हाट डज दैट मीन. फॉर एग्जांपल मैं एक छोटी सी एग्जांपल दूं कि बाकी सारे जो प्रोग्राम्स हैं उनके अंदर इंक्यूबेशन में भी एक्सेलरेशन में भी यू विल सी स्टैंडर्डाइज करिकुलम बीइंग रन. हमारे अंदर हमारे एक्सेलरेटर स्प्रिंट बेस्ड एक्सेलरेटर में इस तरह से नहीं हो रहा होगा. आपकी जर्नीज आपकी टेलर्ड उसके अप्रोच के ऊपर चल रही होंगी. देयर इज नो स्टैंडर्डाइज्ड करिकुलम दैट यू हैव टू गो थ्रू. इसी तरह से बहुत ज़्यादा फोकस है आपकी इंडिविजुअल कोचिंग के ऊपर जो कि इंश्योर करेगा कि हर पर्टिकुलर स्टार्टअप एंड हर पर्टिकुलर founder gets the attention that it needs. हम kick off भी जो कर रहे हैं वो आपके एक complete assessment से करेंगे which I won't go into detail. जब आप का इंशाल्लाह पार्ट बन जाएंगे तो आपको पता चलेगा कि हम किस तरह से असेस कर रहे हैं. So there is a complete diagnosis that goes on the first day when you enter this program to let the coaches, the mentors, the leaders of the program know what is happening in your startup, how are you running it until now, and what needs to be done to take it to the next level. So these are some of the selected examples that we have to kind of show you that it's not just the branding that we are saying that this is very bespoke or this is a tailor-made program, but it actually is. So how does it work? मैंने थोड़ी सी एग्जांपल आपको दी हैं. So यहाँ पर एक जो सिस्टम है वो ये हम लोगों ने किया है कि आप अभी एंड पे वो हमारा लिंक भी देखेंगे जिसके जरिए से आप अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. वो हमारे सोशल्स पे भी अवेलेबल है वैसे. लेकिन व्हेन यू अप्लाई थ्रू इट, उसमें जो सारे आप क्वेश्चंस वगैरह आंसर करेंगे, रिस्पॉन्ड करेंगे और फिर एंड पे अपने डॉक्यूमेंट्स वगैरह भी उसके साथ वो सबमिट करेंगे. वी गो थ्रू देम, द कोचेस दैट आर विद अस वो उनको गो थ्रू करेंगे. यू विल बी असेस्ड और उसमें दो में से एक चीज होगी. ईदर यू डोंट हैव अ like a roadmap, or if you have one, it is not up to the level where we think you can be directly taken to the accelerator sprint. In that case, there is a 3-day boot camp that will go. उसको हम I2I readiness कह रहे हैं, I2I scale readiness कह रहे हैं. You don't need to apply separately for it. It is still the same application, but हम उसकी बेस पे, उस एप्लीकेशन के रिस्पॉन्स की बेस पे ये जज कर रहे होंगे, एंड ऑल्सो बाय मीटिंग यू कि आपको हम लोगों ने कहाँ पे प्लेस करना है. सो इफ यू फर्स्ट नीड सम हैंड होल्डिंग इन गेटिंग योर रोड मैप इन प्लेस, तो आप पहले I2I स्केल रेडीनेस के अंदर आ जाएंगे. दूसरा, अगर आप डायरेक्टली इतने अच्छे डॉक्यूमेंट्स वगैरह सबमिट करते हैं एंड यू शो अस द लेवल जो हम लोग चाह रहे हैं, तो फिर डायरेक्टली यू विल बी एडवांस टू I2I स्केल प्रोग्राम. और इसमें 3 डिफरेंट ट्रैक्स हैं. सो अगेन, दिस इज अनदर एग्जांपल ऑफ हाउ customized this is for everyone's need. There are 3 specialized tracks. One is your growth, the other is scale, third is fundraising. So what do I mean by all of this? Growth हमारे लिए in particular for this program means कि आपके पास the focus that you have your startup is to grow the number of your paying customers and your revenue as a result. That is what growth defines for us. So this is a track for those particular startups. Then there is scale. Scale का मतलब ये है कि आप पाकिस्तान में supposedly जो है वो अच्छी परफॉर्म ऑलरेडी कर चुके हैं. You have tapped into the market and now you want to enter into another market, most preferably MENA region, जहाँ पर हम लोग ऑलरेडी पार्टनरशिप्स वगैरह अपनी establish कर चुके हैं. So we help you scale there, we help you enter the market there. And then third is obviously fundraising. Fundraising मेरे ख्याल में सबको बड़ा easily समझ आ जाती है. That's what most people are excited about. But उसका मतलब ये है कि हम आपको equity या debt financing के लिए readiness में help कर रहे होंगे. So these are the 3 specialized tracks that we are offering through this program. Now this is like a overall view जिसमें आप एक capture कर सकते हैं. जो मैंने आपको दोनों चीजें बताई, एक selection फनल से आप रेडीनेस की तरफ जा सकते हैं जहां पे आप अपनी प्रॉब्लम और फिर उसके बाद रोड मैप को बड़ा क्लियरली आइडेंटिफाई कर रहे होंगे. दीज आर द आउटकम्स दैट वी वांट टू हैव थ्रू द 3-day वर्कशॉप दैट वी आर कॉलिंग I2I स्केल रेडीनेस. और फिर एक दफा आप यहाँ से गुजर जाएंगे तो यू क्वालिफाई फॉर I2I स्केल. लेकिन नॉट ऑल ऑफ देम विल क्वालिफाई. सम ऑफ देम विल बी एडवांस डायरेक्टली, जिस तरह से मैंने पहले एक्सप्लेन किया था. और I2I स्केल का जो पर्पस है वो ये है कि हम आपको थीमेटिक हेल्प, ट्रैक स्पेशल हेल्प ऑफर करेंगे, जो मैंने जिस तरह से डिस्क्राइब किया इन ग्रोथ, स्केल और फंड. और उसके बाद आपको जब आप मतलब ग्रेजुएट कर जाएंगे थ्रू द स्प्रिंट, तो उसके बाद भी आपकी सस्टेन्ड एक मॉनिटरिंग भी रखी जाएगी और उसके अलावा हेल्प वगैरह भी ऑफर करते रहेंगे हम आपको. So yeah, what sets us apart? I hope कि ये part अभी काफी clear हो गया होगा. This is not one shoe fits all वाली approach at all. एक जो बहुत ही important चीज थी मेरे ख्याल में, ये मुझे शुरू भी इससे ज्यादा करना चाहिए था लेकिन चलें अभी माइंड में आई है. ये जो प्रोग्राम है ये डिजाइन ही इसी वजह से हुआ है कि हम लोगों ने बहुत ज्यादा इकोसिस्टम के साथ जो काम किया है उससे हमारी ये लर्निंग हुई है कि हमारे इंक्यूबेशन प्रोग्राम्स, एक्सेलरेशन प्रोग्राम्स, एंड दिस इज नॉट टेकिंग अवे एनीथिंग अवे फ्रॉम देम, बट वो थोड़ा सा टफ इसलिए हो जाते हैं कि जब नेसेंट या अर्ली स्टेज स्टार्टअप्स काम कर रहे होते हैं और इन इंक्यूबेशन या एक्सेलरेशन प्रोग्राम्स के अंदर जाते हैं, तो उनको एक अलग से जॉब के तौर पे ये वाला काम करना पड़ता है। सो फॉर इंस्टेंस, जब मैं पिछले इंक्यूबेशन प्रोग्राम का पार्ट था, जहाँ पे मैं काम कर रहा था, वहाँ पे हमारा एक पूरा करिकुलम था। हम उनको कोई एक्सक्यूज ऑफर नहीं करते थे। द फाउंडर्स हैड टू बी अ पार्ट ऑफ इट नो मैटर व्हाट, and it became overwhelmingly difficult for those founders. I saw that happening in front of my eyes, क्योंकि वो तभी जो हैं वो they were bootstrapping, so they were also doing some sort of a job to make their ends meet. So sometimes वो उधर busy होते थे, या आप अपने किसी client के साथ meeting आ रही है, आप अपने किसी product के ऊपर काम करना चाह रहे हैं. There are a thousand things that are happening in especially the early stage startups life. तो वो सब कुछ होने के बावजूद भी आपको पूरी तरह से नो एक्सक्यूज कमिटमेंट करनी पड़ती है इन प्रोग्राम्स की तरफ, जबकि हमारा जो प्रोग्राम है, इट्स टेकिंग अनदर अप्रोच। हम जो है वो आपके शेड्यूल के गिर्द अपने आप को फिट करने की कोशिश कर रहे होंगे, विल नॉट मेक यू फिट इनटू आवर अप्रोच। सो दिस इज वन बिग डिफरेंस दैट हैज बीन टेकन, एंड आई थिंक उसकी वजह से आपको बहुत ज्यादा हेल्प मिलेगी। दिस विल बिकम लाइक complementing effort towards growth of your startup or scaling of your startup, rather than something that you have to fit into in order to tap into any help that we can offer. So yeah, that's the biggest difference. और इसके अलावा obviously हमारे पास the kind of committed team that we have, this is obviously a very experienced team, और उन्होंने ये program design किया है, but there is so much input from all the other experts, sorry, from the ecosystem, जिनके साथ हम लोगों ने पहले काम किया है. We have found them really helpful towards the startups, and they have got great feedback from the direct founders that they have worked with. तो उनका इतना ज़्यादा इनपुट इसके अंदर शामिल है इन डिज़ाइनिंग दिस इंटायर थिंग. और एक और चीज़ जो इसको बहुत ज़्यादा मेरे ख्याल में हम लोगों ने मद्देनज़र रखा है, एंड दिस हैज़ बिन अ टॉक ऑफ एवरी सिंगल मीटिंग दैट वी हैव हैड ड्यूरिंग डिज़ाइन, इज़ के हम लोगों ने जिन लोगों को कोचेस के तौर पे सेलेक्ट किया है, या जिन लोगों को आपकी हेल्प के लिए मेंटोर्स के तौर पे सेलेक्ट किया है, they are people who have either done what they are going to be helping you with. So for example, ग्रोथ के अंदर वो स्टार्टअप्स के फाउंडर्स आएंगे जिन्होंने वाकई ग्रो पहले कर लिया है, या एक्सेलरेट वो स्केल के अंदर वो स्टार्टअप्स आएंगे जिन्होंने दूसरी मार्केट्स को पहले से टैप किया है. इट्स नॉट द यूजुअल फेसेस दैट यू विल गेट टू सी हियर. सिमिलरली आपको वो लोग यहाँ पे इस प्रोग्राम के अंदर पार्ट मिलेंगे जो कि इजीली एक्सेसिबल नहीं है अदरवाइज टू यू. सो दैट हैज बीन द होल पॉइंट ऑफ मेकिंग दिस पर्टिकुलर एक्सेलरेटर स्प्रिंट फॉर यू. और हम जाहिर बात है एक कम्युनिटी भी ग्रो करना चाह रहे हैं इस पर्टिकुलर एक्सेलरेटर के जरिए से. तो जिस तरह से हम आगे बढ़ेंगे, एक पूरी कम्युनिटी है जो पहले भी हमारे डिफरेंट एफर्ट्स के थ्रू हम लोगों ने बिल्ड की हुई है, एंड दिस विल वर्क इनटू निटिंग दैट पर्टिकुलर कम्युनिटी टुगेदर. तो वो आगे और ज़्यादा बनती जाएगी हमारे पास. और फिर हमारे पास वन ऑन वन एक्सपर्ट कोचिंग है. दिस इज मैंने पहले भी अपने डिज़ाइन के अंदर बात एक्सप्लेन की थी कि इट्स नॉट जस्ट कि आपको वो स्टैंडर्डाइज करिकुलम के सेशंस मिल रहे हैं where you are sitting with everyone else. It's also direct one-on-one on-demand coaching. So you will put forward the demand. What do you need it towards? Like क्या topic होना चाहिए, किस चीज़ पे आपको help चाहिए. You will determine that, and हम आपको उसके ऊपर expert coach से connect करवाएंगे, and they will give you one-to-one help, ना कि आपको group के अंदर help हो रही हो. So yeah, that was some detail from me. I hope I have made things a bit clearer. I'm here till the end to take any questions, but now it's over to Sabah.
Thank you so much, Shayan and Mirai, for taking the lead on setting the tone for what is i2iScale, why we are doing it at first place. So I'll talk in detail about the whole process, how the program will look like. Since Shayan has explained the 3 tracks that we are having in the program, specifically in terms of growth, scaling to MENA and Saudi regions, and fundraising. So our applications are on a rolling basis, though we have different phases, deadlines for the applications, but our applications will be on rolling basis, so you can apply anytime when it comes to the application. So feel free to apply. I'll talk more on the timelines of the first phase in the next few slides, but whenever you feel ready, feel free to apply, and our applications will be always open for you until we close this accelerator program altogether, which is not an option at the moment. So after the applications, shortlisted startups will go through internal interview. Also, I'd like to make one thing clear here, that we are getting some questions regarding two things. One is our i2iScale readiness, and after the external interview, we have i2iScale sprint. So for both of these, you do not need to apply separately. It's the one application that we are sharing the link for, that we have shared in the chat section as well, where you can apply, and we'll be shortlisting you on the basis of internal interview for i2iScale readiness, and then on the basis of external interview, which will also have our coaches for the i2iScale sprint. So this is what the overall program looks like. What is i2iScale readiness? Shan, if you can do the move to the next slide. Okay, so this is the whole timeline and process of the program. So our applications for the first phase opened on 16th of January when we launched the i2iScale, and our Sprint 1 applications will close on 31st of January. I'll reiterate the date for the applications deadline, which is 31st of January. So all the startups, founders, our ESO support organizations, incubators, accelerators who can encourage other relevant people to apply for the program, I would reiterate that you should encourage them and tell them the deadline for the application, which is 31st of January. So after that, we'll have an internal interview and we'll shortlist startups for the 3 days i2iScale readiness. So when we talk about 3 days i2iScale readiness, what it is. So i2iScale readiness is for startups who might require some sort of pre-acceleration. Back to the same slide. So startups who might require some sort of pre-acceleration, and it comes with the outcome of very executable roadmap. So our focus is entirely on helping startups refine their strategies in terms of growth, scaling, and fundraising. If you do not have a roadmap, we will help you develop it. If you have one and need some help in terms of refining it, and you are in the phase where we feel that you are not ready for the acceleration, you are a bit you are at a bit early stage, then we'll help you develop that roadmap with our one-on-one coaching and 3 days sessions, where you will come with a very executable roadmap after those 3 days. And the dates for those 3 days is 13th February onwards. After that, we have an in-person event in Karachi. I'll request everyone to please keep yourself on mute. Okay. So our event is on 28th of February. It is an invite-only event. So all the founders will be part of the sessions, including who will be part of the whole program, and our partners will be invited for this event, for the launch event of i2iScale. And then I would like to talk in detail on the i2iScale sprint. So we are not doing a curriculum-based structure, rather we are doing a sprint-based structure, which is a 3 months, or you can say 12-week sprint, which starts in March and ends in May. So after the external interview, which will select startups from the applications that you will fill for the readiness or for the sprint, we will assess it for both, and we'll see if you are actually you are eligible for the readiness or the sprint directly, based on your roadmap that you will share with us. So we'll have external interview, and then you will get selected for the sprint 1, which starts in March. So and sprint will be very bespoke, very on demand. We won't have any curriculum. We will help you refine your problem statement, your growth, scaling, and fundraising journey, and you will have one-on-one coaches from different sectors. We'll talk more on on the ecosystem integrated community on that aspect and how we are actually doing that. So Shan, next slide, please. Yeah. So how we are actually helping you with the bespoke sprint-based program is actually through the power of our integrated community. So in our last programs, we have had very good community of bold and good quality founders. And we have seen that good quality founders who are busy and high impact, they do not have time for the rigid curriculum structure. Rather, they want more executable manner where they can actually execute on their own startup and help their startup grow. So in that comes the community aspect, where startups, investors, and coaches are the main elements of the community. But with that comes the element of growth, scaling, and fundraising as well. So for that, corporate partners, industry partners such as corporates, government, and academia plays an important role, and that's why we are we have partners onboarded from that end as well, in order to help you not only showcase your products with our monthly events, rather also help you in the categories that you're solving for, be it growth, scaling, or fundraising. Next slide, please. So we are also developing investor founder discovery platform in this ecosystem integrated effort, and I would request my teammate Sarvat Ritani to take lead on it, please.
Hi everyone, this is Sarvat, Insights Project Lead at i2i. So as Sabha mentioned that, like apart from i2iScale and the community approach, we are also developing investor founder discovery platform. Data fragmentation has been a key challenge within the ecosystem, and in order to solve that, this is going to be one of the key solutions that we're going to bring to the table. This platform is not going to be open only for i2iScale founders, but overall the ecosystem. But of course, the pilot phase and the initial beta phase we're going to do with i2iScale founder, in which we are going to ensure that we have verified profiles and portfolios of investors and startup founders. And in order to see that, we're going to look at the startups, how if they are investor ready, we'll connect them to the relevant investors, and the investors will be able to also find founders according to the maybe perhaps the stage, the region, the sector they are interested in investing. Right now, this is currently in the process. So this is where the team is actively working on it, and this first sprint founders who comes with i2iScale will be able to experience it, inshallah, as the time goes. Thank you. Over to you, Sabha.
Thank you, Sarvat. So in the past, we have had a very strong community of investors. Recently, we concluded our World Bank project called We Raise, where our active community of investors helped 10 startups raise about $6 million in funds. And in investors, from investors' perspective, we have seen that we have a very good ecosystem of high quality founders who are investment worthy, but they're not quite ready for the investments. And that's why we want a very bespoke, we wanted to have a very bespoke and on-demand mentorship, one-on-one coaching, sprint-based program where we can help them execute in a manner which is fast-tracked, which is we are helping them tracked in a regular manner. They are accountable and they have coaches on hand who are hand-holding them in the process by not only refining their strategies, but also implementing that in a way that they're actually growing and using those and having those KPIs. So even the founders, their KPIs are actually our KPIs in this program. That's why we say that we have a very dedicated team for your growth in this program. This is some of the snapshot of our past investors community that you can see on this slide. Next slide, Shayan. So we have received a lot of questions on the eligibility criteria for the program. So for now, i2iScale is the right fit for startups who are at pre-seed and seed stages and who have validated some proof of concept. So if you are at the stage where you feel that you have had proof of validation, you are having a rapid growth potential, and you are innovative enough that and you have that founder grit, that softer element that we will actually assess you for is very, very key, because we are putting a bet on founders and their ideas instead of the startup or generally the idea. So if you feel that you have a high growth potential and you are a founder with a very solid idea and execution spirit, then this program is the right fit for you. We have also received some questions that are software houses or service-based companies eligible for the program. For that, we, like Mirai said in the chat as well, that the program is much open, and we would encourage you to apply either in either case, and based on the criteria that we will have for the interviews, we'll assess you based on that, and we'll see if you are the right fit for the program. So in whichever category you are, please do apply to the program, or spread the word to people who might be relevant for it. So next slide, please. So again, to reiterate, our key focus areas are growth, fundraising, and expansion or scalability to MENA and Saudi regions. In the i2iScale readiness part, we are sector agnostic. Our focus is very much on every sector. So if you are from any sector, please feel free to apply. We'll help you with the roadmap development, which is a very executable 3-day readiness program. And then in sprint 1, we would encourage startups that are from fintech sector. Our first sprint is focused on fintech startups. but we are very much open to the applications from all sectors, and based on that, we will be taking the structuring the whole sprint. I think I'm done with the whole process and timelines and how it looks like. This is the QR code that you can quickly use if you want to apply for the program. We have also shared the link to the form in the chat. It is also available on our socials. If you have any queries, our team is here to answer that. Please feel free to ask, and we are open to questions. If you have any questions, please feel free to raise your hand or just unmute yourself. Yes, Zaina.
Okay, we seem to have Zaina.
Hi, Assalamu alaikum. Lots of familiar faces, so great to see everyone again. I just had a quick question about, I apologize if I missed it already. What is the duration of the program, and is there a different duration for each sort of cohort that you've divided people into?
Sure. Shan, can you go back to the timeline slide? Yeah. So
Sure.
for the readiness, it's a 3 days program, which starts on 13th of February, while the sprint is a 3 month sprint, and it is a very bespoke and on-demand one-on-one coaching sort of a sprint, and it starts in March. So this is the timeline and duration that it looks like. Hope that helps answer your question.
Sure. And what would be the time commitment that would be required in both the 3 day and in the sprint? Like for the founder, can co-founders or other senior team members also attend, or can the attendance be shared between team members? So that's also another question.
So for 3 days readiness, we are very much open to whoever from your team attends, but it would be helpful if relevant founding team members can attend it, in terms of who looks after your growth, who looks after your scalability, and I think that would be more helpful for you in that sense. And in terms of commitment, readiness is very much that would require more commitment, because it's a 3 days full-fledged program divided into different tracks based on the problem that your startup is having, either its growth, scalability. You'll be divided into those tracks. So it's better if you have the time commitment that you can give for the 3 days readiness part. While for sprint, it's again, since it's a sprint, it's very much on you and how you want to grow. So we will definitely have a structure in place with the open learning calls with our coaches and how we are tracking those metrics alongside. But it's definitely open and flexible for the schedule that you and coach schedule that works for you and the coaches.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Shan?
Bilal, please unmute yourself and for the next question.
Thank you for the introduction. I just wanted to know, in the sprint, would we be assigned tickets, and can we include our team as well to do those tickets?
Shan, can you answer that question?
Yeah, sure. Can I please ask you, Bilal, कि आपका ticket से मतलब क्या है? What do you mean by tickets?
By ticket, I mean, would we be assigned the task, like sprint जो होती है ना, उसमें जो है स्टैंड अप मीटिंग होती है, टास्क असाइन होते हैं, उसको टास्क कंप्लीट करते हैं, टास्क कंप्लीट करने के बाद जो है रिव्यू में जाता है।
जी। सो स्प्रिंट के अंदर ज़्यादा जो है ना, वो हमारा फोकस होगा ऑन डिस्कवरिंग द डीएनए ऑफ एवरी फाउंडर एंड स्टार्टअप दैट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ इट। और इसकी वजह ये है कि फर्स्ट वी वांट द प्रॉब्लम आइडेंटिफिकेशन, कि क्यों आपकी ग्रोथ स्केल या फंड रेजिंग जो है हैज़ नॉट बिन देयर, और फिर उसके बाद आपकी रोड मैपिंग। सो दैट आर द टू आउटकम्स एज वेल फ्रॉम द प्रोग्राम। तो ये सब जानने के लिए हम लोगों को बहुत सारा काम करना पड़ेगा आपके लिए, आपके साथ, आपकी टीम के साथ, आपके को फाउंडर्स के साथ। और उसमें जाहिर बात है कुछ ना कुछ आपको काम असाइन किया जाएगा। सो ये है हमारा रेडीनेस प्रोग्राम। वंस यू ग्रेजुएट इनटू द स्प्रिंट, फिर उसके बाद आपके जरा थोड़ा लूज है, क्योंकि इट्स 12 वीक्स, इट्स नॉट जस्ट कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड 3 day थिंग। तो हम लोग इतना आपको वो दे रहे होंगे कि यस देयर वुड बी थिंग्स, हम वी आर नॉट जस्ट फोकसिंग अगेन ऑन द करिकुलम और टेलिंग यू हाउ टू डू थिंग्स। वी आर ऑल्सो वेरी फोकस्ड ऑन एग्जीक्यूशन पार्ट, एंड वील बी वॉचिंग वेरी क्लोजली के वो चीज़ें जो कि आपको कोचेस से सीखने को मिल रही हैं, या जो चीज़ें आप उनके साथ डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, आर दे बीइंग पुट इनटू एक्शन If not, what is the problem? Maybe something is preventing you from that. So अगर वो चीज हो रही है, तो in order to identify that and remove that hindrance, we need to be able to see कि आप execute कर रहे हैं उसको, and definitely that will happen only when you go back and start implementing things.
Also,
Okay, thank you.
just to add, when we say sprint, it means कि हम outcome oriented आपको quickly लेके जाएंगे from level 1 to level 2. टेक्नोलॉजी पे जब आप प्रोडक्ट डेवलप करते हैं, इसमें टिकट्स और एजाइल डेवलपमेंट होती है. इट डजंट मीन इन टेक्निकल लैंग्वेज, बट दिस sprint is more of how we are running the program, just to clarify.
Thank you so much.
If you have any more
Sure.
questions, please feel free to raise your hand.
I
हमारे
have a
पास कोई
question.
chat में तो question नहीं. जी please go on, Samina.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Walaikum assalam.
Whoever wants to take the question, I put it in chat also. I'm just curious about the strategies or tactics you're going to be applying to Leap or related to Leap in Saudi, because the way I'm seeing it, Leap seems to be, well, it started off as an answer to Jitex or a competitor to them, but they've actually turned out better in the sense that the quality of people are more, or maybe times have changed to that point where when Jitex was on, it was less complex, and now it's going to be more profound, you know, more detailed. So just curious to see if you guys are establishing some sort of a strategy for handling our presence or the presence of the Pakistani startup community in Saudi, because इस वक्त जब आप लीप में अप्लाई भी कर देते हैं, it doesn't seem to be anything tangible for Pakistani companies, you know. You'll have to find your way, do the side conversations, etc., which is fine. But it would be good to know if there's somebody there who's kind of there to hold your hand in case something is a bit vague, if you know what I'm trying to say on that. So whoever wants to know, Shayan, Sabah, Mirai, anyone?
Mirai, I think you will be best placed to answer this question.
जी जी बिल्कुल. So what we're doing at this point in time, and what we've already been doing जब हम design कर रहे हैं and towards moving towards execution, is building those relationships in place to ensure कि ये जो pain points आपने अभी identify किए, we are very much aware of that. तो हमारा purpose है, once you're into the program, आपके लिए एक targeted plan होगा to ensure that if you were to do that, then how will we ensure कि आपका वो leverage हो रहा है. So these pain points are, we are at this point in time creating roadmaps to ensure and building those relationships कुछ already in place हैं to ensure कि ये जो visibility का and the problems that you identified will be taken care of. So the problem जो आपने identify की would be obviously different for each and every startup. कुछ problems इकट्ठी होंगी that could be obviously done together, but at the same time उनके stages startup के लिए different होंगे. So yes, to answer your question, we would be strategically handling that through partner onboarding and coaches that have been doing that in the past with their linkages and helping our startups. I hope this answers your question.
Yes, very good. Thank you. That's all I need. Thanks, Mirai.
Thank you.
Perfect. If anyone else has any question, please feel free to raise your hand. I think we do not have any more questions. And with that, I would like to reiterate that our applications deadline for the first sprint is 31st of January. So everyone who is interested in applying for the program should apply right away. And we are open to your queries. You can reach out to any of our team members and or at programs@invest2innovate.com. We will be, thank you everyone for joining in and for taking out time. And again, would encourage everyone to share the word with relevant people who might be the best fit for the program, because we believe in the impact of community, and we believe in people coming together for that impact. Because it is not a single organization that can help achieve the ecosystem grow in a sustainable manner. Rather, we all have to come together for that. So thank you so much again for taking out time, and I would also like.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Sabha, I've got a quick question. Sorry for the late interjection.
That's okay.
So my question is that, whatever startups that you select and they sort of get along with you, and once you help them, raise funding, would you also be, doing some sort of equity sharing or charging a fee on investment, those kind of things?
Mirai, would you like to take that?
No, we will not take any equity. So this is purely a support program. इसमें हमारा अभी जो for the fundraising track, our investor founder directory इसके बारे में जो बात हुई है, the platform that we are building will be the key USP, and also obviously हर startup की different need होगी for investor and investment readiness. So we will not, in essence, be taking any equity or any fee for the support that we are providing during the course of these 2 years.
I hope that
Okay,
helps.
thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. Any more questions, or we would wrap up there?
एक और जो क्लैरिफिकेशन है वो ये कि क्योंकि आप लोग अगर पर्टिकुलरली फंड रेज की बात करें तो जो आप में इन्वेस्ट कर रहे होंगे वो इन्वेस्टर्स आपसे इक्विटी या जो मतलब अगर डेट फाइनेंसिंग है तो वो इक्विटी नहीं चार्ज करेंगे ऑब्वियसली, लेकिन इफ इट इज इक्विटी फाइनेंसिंग वो आपसे इक्विटी जरूर चार्ज करेंगे. सो इट डजंट मीन कि अगर इन्वेस्टर आ रहा है हमारे प्रोग्राम के थ्रू या हमने आपको लिंक करवाया तो वो इक्विटी नहीं देगा. इट्स जस्ट दैट कि हम इस स्केल प्रोग्राम के लिए i2i स्केल के लिए या i2i रेडीनेस के लिए वी आर नॉट चार्जिंग अ फी और इक्विटी.
Perfect. Thank you for adding that, Shan. I would like to thank i2i team as well for being here and answering your questions. And with that, we would like to wrap up today's session. And please feel free to reach out to any of us if you have any queries. And we look forward to applications. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Take care. Allah Hafiz.